Hi everyone, so this is my part 2 of things foreigners should know when they come to Singapore. How to order coffee. The word for coffee in Singapore is the Malay word kopi, K-O-P-I. When I first came to Singapore, I was very hesitant to make the order because I really didn't know what I was going to get. The main ones are kopi, which is just black coffee with condensed milk. Kopi O, which is black coffee with sugar only. Kopi C, which is black coffee with evaporated milk. There's even a coffee with condensed milk and butter added to it, and that's called kopi guyo. You can also substitute kopi with teh, T-E-H, and that just changes it to the tea version. Tarik means pulled coffee, and that refers to the pulling action of pouring coffee into the cup a few times, and that creates a nice frothy layer on top. You'll be able to find kopi everywhere in Singapore, in the malls, the hawker centres. Here is a little list of the kopi types, and it's not an exhaustive list. There's still plenty more drinks out there, and I probably never heard of them as well. Side note, at most places when you order a local coffee, it will come with a plastic bag holder that wraps around the rim of the coffee cup. This is quite handy if you're on the go, and if you go to the CBD during peak lunch hours, you'll see many office workers carrying it this way. Location. Singapore is a very small island, hence it feels very crowded during peak hours especially. If you're visiting Singapore, there's the iconic Marina Bay area, Gardens by the Bay, but there's also other areas to explore like the Boat Quay, Clarke Quay area, Sentosa, Mount Faber, East Coast and around GChat Road, Dempsey Hill, Tiong Bahru. There's plenty of posts online where you can look it up and then pick whatever you're into. So I would highly recommend doing that and exploring outside of the tourist bubble. If you're choosing to live here, picking a place next to the MRT, malls or groceries will be very convenient. Despite the hot weather, I do walk around a lot, and I find that having the groceries nearby helps, and I'm able to walk in at least some shaded area. It would be different if I was back home in Australia and I would enjoy my long walks to the groceries or to the local park because the weather is manageable there. Singapore is also a great springboard to travel out to other cities nearby. It has one of the world's best airports and is usually very cheap to fly out from compared to other major Asian cities. I used to do long haul flights all the way from Australia, so being here and having less travel time has been really enjoyable for me. What I also found fascinating about the island is that there's a lot of reclaimed land. When I was living in downtown area, I learnt that everything beyond Lau Pa Sat was reclaimed land as well. And ever since then, office buildings, new apartment buildings are being built in that area. Telok Ayer and Beach Road were coastal parts of Singapore, and it was where the jungle met the sea all the way back when Singapore was first founded. Reclamation in East Coast also began back in 1966. The first HDB flats were laid down in Marine Parade area. There's an MRT that just opened recently, and upon exiting the station, I will usually walk past this old abandoned house. I looked up the history of this house and found that it was a waterfront bungalow that used to be right in front of the sea. Now, everything beyond that, including Parkway Parade, is built on reclaimed land. Coming from Australia, where land is vast, I found this very interesting. Foods to try. Singapore is very diverse, so there's a spin on all the classic dishes you'll find, like chicken rice and even laksa. I will probably do a separate video of just food in Singapore. The food here is really amazing, and I have to be careful not to overeat, otherwise I'll just put on weight every single day. I also had friends visiting just about a month ago, and they also wanted to try everything, so I took them to try all the usual local dishes like chili crab, and chicken rice, laksa, traditional Chinese desserts. I think we ended up having around 8 meals from lunch to dinner, so I can justify this by saying it was a once-off, and there were 2 guys who ate a lot and we also shared the food. There are also dishes that I haven't been brave enough to try, like frog porridge, but eventually I think I will give it a go. My favourite recommendations for foreigners would be the chili crab with the fried mantau, and that dipped in the chili sauce is bliss. I also recommend chicken rice, and there's different styles, the Malaysian style, Hainanese style, and even Thai style. You can have this with steamed or roasted chicken, and you can pick either the thigh or the breast. I usually go for a steamed chicken breast, and it's still super tender and goes lovely with the sauces that they give you. Bak kut teh and laksa are also my other recommendations. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my part 2.